Hey, Cody.
What?
Winter's over.
Is it?
Yeah, you know what that means?
Uh,
Spring anime season's upon us.
oh shit.
Then
You
why
know,
the fuck
and-
am I still cold?
And you know what's more important than that?
What?
The fact that the anime season that we're approaching
What?
actually looks kind of okay.
Are you sure? Because the first two things I see on this fucking thing are super moe shit right now.
All I need to say is Beyblade!
There's not a single season we'll get through, Cody, where there won't be a couple of moe shows.
Let it rip!
Let her rip. Shall I kick us off?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right.
Fucking dragons show up and knock things out of other things.
We're not talking about Beyblades. You save the Beyblade for discussion for Beyblade time, goddammit.
No, I will talk about everything else during Beyblade time, but every other time is Beyblade time.
12-side Chicha na Mune ga no Tokimeki. The story begins with Hanabi, a 6th grade girl who is neither an adult nor a child. I'm not entirely sure how to interpret that. She deals with issues such as accidentally witnessing her homeroom teacher kissing and worrying about experiencing physiological changes before her friends. This is the depiction of a 12-year-old girl's innocent worries and first love.
So puberty?
It sounds like a story of a girl going through puberty.
Weird.
Gross.
Well,
It's
I'm
not
not...
weird or gross. It's
Lewd.
just different. Lewd.
I don't know.
Is the teacher kissing like a dog?
Well, no, it's just, you know,
Dogs don't kiss. They
I
love.
would watch
this
that
this
anime.
story has technically already been done. I mean, there was Kodomo, not Kodomo no Chikan, what do I think?
No, it would be on the later
Kodocha,
times.
Kodocha.
The later times. Well, you can show the nice thing.
Aikatsu Stars, featuring the protagonist Yume Ninjo. Yume aims to become the top idol, and she rules the Yotsuse Gakuen. The academy has a special group called the S4, who are the top 4 active idols in the school. Yume and the other first-year students aim to become a part of the S4. This sounds like Love Live.
Yeah, it's idol school.
Yeah, it's idol.
It's another idol show.
Another
well,
another
one of the-
school idol show.
It's a video game, and the tag is kids and music.
Every idol show is a school idol show.
No,
Not necessary. Locodole wasn't really about school.
Idol Master.
Idol Master wasn't about school, but they were all school age.
Well, yeah, but
No.
that's idols in Japan, though.
Yeah.
They were mostly school
There were 3 of them that weren't.
3 of them were
Adult-
adults living on a couch, and she was just hands off them.
Bakuon! The story revolves around high school girls who discover the appeal of motorcycles. Sakura Hane is a high school student who looks a little bit like an airhead. On the way to her all-female high school one day, she is worn out climbing a hilly road with a bicycle. But she sees a girl named Onsa Amano who is riding a motorcycle. Sakura immediately becomes interested in motorcycles, and she and Onsa join the motorcycle club at the school. Then Sakura sets out to get her license.
That might be fun.
Cute girls riding motorcycles cutely.
It sounds
The
interesting.
The vibrations might arouse.
It sounds like a lot of other shows that have done that. The gun one.
Yeah. C3.
Gun Club.
Yeah, C3 Boo.
Goddamn gun club.
Beyblade Burst!
Beyblade Burst!
Let it rip!
Beyblade Burst is the name of the 3rd generation of Beyblade toys that Takara Tomy launched in Japan in July 2015. Takara Tomy also announced an annual experiment to bring an air in 2016. Alright, Beyblades, to be honest, as a kid, like,
That's not the
fucking...
plot. It's just, you know.
That's
Yeah, that's just a description. Beyblades to me, like...
Is like the Beyblades, like how they made them. Like an anime, a documentary about how they made Beyblades. The story, then the toy, then the anime.
I'd be into that.
See, the thing is, Beyblade will always hold a special place in my heart because of the fact that, as a kid, Beyblades were so cool.
No.
I
Cody,
was never a fan of
I
Beyblades.
just need to leap off of this because then they show you them going into mountains and forests to capture spirits and shove them into the Beyblades, and that's how you make it more anime-ish.
Big Order. 10 years ago, a child wished for the destruction of the world. Now a group of people has the ability which grants their wishes depending on their power. They are called Order users. Before these great people, who has the power of Order, one person excels most with the ability to rule and conquer the world and turn people into puppet. Bad translation here. When it is on his jurisdiction, that power belongs to Hoshimiya Eiji, who is also responsible for the destructive phenomena that happened exactly 10 years ago.
You get one wish, little boy, girl thing. What do you want? Out the one to end! Alright, then I guess...
Your wish is granted! Boom!
It's
So
like...
now he's 20.
So it's like the genie's like, well,
Well, it didn't say how old the kid was when he made the wish.
Power of a 10-year-old.
No, it said, hold on, scroll back up, Cody.
I thought it was a 10-year-old made the wish.
No, it said 10 years ago, a child.
Yeah, 10 years ago,
Oh,
a
So we don't
child.
actually know how old he was.
Yeah, I thought it said a 10-year-old, which made it funnier.
I like the
Even
idea.
if he's not 20 now, that means he's younger when he wished.
I just-
It was 4, it was just like, I want the weather!
Some disillusioned 5-year-old is like really depressed and is like,
I
I'll
gotta,
just end it all!
I gotta kick this crack habit, and I just can't do it. Just end the world already.
I'm already in salary, man. I'm expected to make a business.
Poor,
I got
depressed
4
Japanese
kids, man.
child.
What the fuck's up with this kid, man? This anime's gonna get weird.
Yeah.
Oh boy! Here we go!
Sailor Moon.
Bishojo Senshi, Sailor Moon Crystal, Death Buster's Hen. I hid, okay. This new season will assemble all 10 Senshi, especially the popular outer Senshi such as Uranus, Neptune, and Saturn.
Uranus.
Uranus, alright? Uranus.
Uranus.
It's Uranus! It's Uranus! Sailor Neptune and Sailor Saturn will join Sailor Moon, Sailor Chibi Moon, and the others. The new season will adapt the arc from the 5th and 6th volumes of the complete edition Naoko Takeuchi's original Sailor Moon manga. Now, me personally, I was okay with Sailor Moon. I'm not okay with the idea of just redoing it again for the sake of...
Well, I mean, the important thing, once again, is that it's not just the same thing. I mean, they're adapting more strictly to the manga. The art style is more close to what the original manga had. My only problem is the blatant use of CG to cover up costs, and then the terrible, terrible quality exists at random
Well,
intervals.
they're going to use CG anyway.
Well, right, no.
Which isn't the problem. It's the problem that they don't have a good animation team to not use CG.
Yeah.
It's the difference between Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist. What's the acronym that they added in at the
Brotherhood.
end? Brotherhood. It's Full Metal... Whatever, I don't give a fuck. Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. There are changes. My thing is that Crystal Dash Deathbuster's Hen is such a stupid
Here's the
name that
thing,
I
though.
can't like
There
my
was
head.
there was very few things in the Sailor like there were things omitted from the manga into the cartoon Sailor Moon, and they're just adding in like little bits here and there, but the story is still the same. The only pretty much the only thing that's updated is the art style, and at times looks like complete ass.
Well, they're not going to change the story around.
But the thing
Yeah.
is, the story's already been told. People already know the story.
But
Some people don't.
and more, yeah, it
Yeah.
was a very long time
You're
ago.
vetting
In
the
fairness,
entire
That came
generation.
out-
Cody, you know
weren't
the
even
story.
born. You weren't
I
even
know
born
the
when that anime
story.
came out.
A lot of people now in this world do not know the story of Sailor Moon.
Hmm.
Because Cody, we need proof. We need Moon Prism power.
First off, no, we don't.
Boku no Hero Academia. What would the world be like if 80% of the population manifested extraordinary superpowers called quirks at age 4? Heroes and villains would be battling it out everywhere. Becoming a hero would mean learning to use your power, but where would you go to study? UA High's hero program, of course. But what would you do if you were one of the 20% who are born quirkless? Middle school student Izuku Midoriya wants to be a hero more than anything, but he hasn't got an ounce of power within him. With no chance of ever getting into the UA High School for budding heroes, his life is looking more and more like a dead end. Then an encounter with All Might, the greatest hero of them all, gives him a chance to change his destiny.
Sky High.
I'm just laughing at the term quirkless.
Quirkless.
Yeah, I also went to Sky High for a
Yeah.
Well, the thing is,
No,
like, this is an anime that's like people like fucking liked anyway. It's like cool. It
Well,
gets
the manga, you mean.
Sorry, manga. my
Yeah.
bad. They were like, it's getting anime. People like fucking threw over their desk and like pulled out the wallet and threw it at Bones.
Oh, Bones is doing it?
Yes,
Bones.
Bones is responsible.
Bungo, Stray Dogs. Nakajima Atsushi was kicked out of his orphanage, and wow.
Strong start!
And now,
That happens.
and now he has no place to go and no food. While he's standing by a river on the brink of starvation, he rescues a man whimsically attempting suicide. How do you whimsically attempt suicide?
Whimsically.
This man is Dazai
Jumps off
Osamu.
with like arms raised,
Oh.
jazz hands.
This man's Dazai Osamu, and he and his partner Konkita are members of a very special detective agency. They have supernatural powers and deal with cases that are too dangerous for police or military. They're tracking down a tiger that has appeared recently in the area. Around that time, Atsushi came to the area. The tiger seems to have a connection with Atsushi, and by the time the case is solved, it is clear that Atsushi's future will involve much with Dazai and the rest of the detectives. So how does someone whimsically commit suicide? It's like, oh, here I
we-
go!
he
He
leaps-
tap
yeah.
dances off the side of the bridge, jazz hands, and does a swan dive.
Trying to like a pile of concrete.
It
Man.
could be decent.
It does sound interesting. I would definitely watch that one for a while.
Endride. The story is set on Endra, an unknown world beneath the surface of Earth itself. It is another world where the giant Adamas shine above and 7-colored bands drift across the skies. One day, Shun Asanaga, an ordinary yet positive and bright 15-year-old middle school boy who lived in the land above, lands in this place. No, sorry, that sentence didn't really...
Nope, it went nowhere.
Yeah, that sentence went nowhere.
Yeah.
He had discovered a mysterious crystal at his scientific businessman father's company, and the moment he touched the crystal, he was transported to Endra. He meets Prince Emirio, who strongly despises the current king Deruzane, and had just turned 16 at Endra's castle. He became of age to ascend the throne, and he wields a weapon to seek his vengeance at last, but the difference in strength proves to be insurmountable. Captured and imprisoned by Deruzane, Emirio is heartbroken. But then the walls of the prison suddenly become distorted, and Shun appears within them. Two youths live in Endra. One to return to his former world, and one to exact revenge. The future that is within the grasp of two youths raised in different worlds.
So we know the entirety of
Yes.
episode 1.
Yeah.
They literally just said everything in episode 1.
2 youths.
First and foremost, I very rarely trust Brain's Base with much of anything.
It sounds like... what's that movie?
And I'm going to be perfectly honest, it sounds a little
Like
Fujoshi
nothing.
bait.
It sounds like
No, it
nothing.
sounds like Fujoshi bait.
What's that mean?
Yaoi.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's intended to clearly make female artists draw fan art of it. It's
Okay.
Gyakuten Saiban. Capcom announced at a stage event at Tokyo Game Show on Thursday that its Ace Attorney Gyakuten Saiban courtroom battle game franchise is getting a TV anime adaptation that will premiere in Japan in April 2016.
If you've ever heard of Gyakuten Saiban, or if you're in America, Phoenix Wright!
Objection!
I, for one, my only hope going into this anime is that the subgroups that pick it up do not actually translate this 100% accurately and instead actually use the names developed in the US Phoenix Wright games. Because the only thing I want Eat Your Cheeseburger, Apollo. I want that.
Might.
As fine as I would be with,
Actually, I don't
the
think-
character being Naruhodo and, all that, I would much rather actually see Phoenix Wright.
I don't think they would do that in Japan, like for the.
No,
Appetizers.
I'm not talking
they
about
bring
in
it here.
Japan. I'm talking about just
No,
the
I mean,
fan
no, I'm
subs.
saying the fan subs. I don't think they would do it. But if they bring it to America, I think they would totally change all the names.
Oh no, almost certainly. But I just really want the fan subgroups to do it.
I'm pretty sure I can only see enough
I
frames.
want anything that's even remotely Japanese regarding Maya and the fact that she's clearly a Shintoist
Yeah.
to just be completely overwritten with American terms in the subtitles.
She's a witch.
Regardless of what's being said. I couldn't care less about it.
Hi, Furry. In the sea we live, the sea we protect, and the sea we go. Japan 100 years after plate subductions
Subductions.
have caused many other countries to be submerged. To save the remaining countries, the coastal cities have been built up and were launched into the seas, and the seaborne routes between them expanded. With this expansion, a need for personnel that would safeguard the seas arose. Women began to seek employment in this new industry, and soon the Blue Mermaids, those who keep the sea safe, began to be a source of admiration for many. The childhood friends Akeno Misagi and Moe Kachina sought to become the Blue Mermaids themselves, and together the others who shared the dream, they enrolled in Yosokawa Marine High School. Marine biology.
This sounds like slice of life. Not really comedy, more growing
Well,
up.
let's check the tags at the bottom.
None.
There are no tags. Good.
Yeah, no.
Good.
I see it as a slice of life type thing. But the fact that all of the other countries submerged, but not Japan.
No, they said that all the countries were submerging. What they did was they took the coastal cities and broke them off and set them adrift.
Oh, Jesus.
So the cities are literally nothing more than floating islands now.
Yeah.
Oh.
Japan just went, go my children.
Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. The only thing I could think of is
The island of Japan was in fact sinking.
Yes.
So
Okay, good.
before we move on to the next one, just one thing. All right, so it's the Sengoku era again. All the provinces are split off and floating in. So now it's just Sengoku Boss.
Now it's naval battles.
now it's naval battle.
Put your guns on! A dolphin! Instead of horses, they got guns and on dolphins and
Rocket packs on your
Sharks.
dolphin.
laser sharks. Because, yeah.
100. The story begins with the 100, the only weapon that can counter the mysterious savage life form attacking Earth. To become a slayer, master of military arts, who wields this 100, the main character, Hayato Kisaragi, successfully enrolls in the Marine Academy city ship, Little Garden. However, I wanted to meet you, Hayato. Who are you? Hayato feels a strange yet familiar sense of incongruity towards Emil Crossford. His... I assume that's Emil?
Yeah,
Sure, looks like Emil. Emil Crossford, his roommate who somehow knows him from somewhere. On top of that, as soon as he enters the school, he is challenged to a duel by the Queen, the school's most powerful slayer, Claire Harvey.
You know, it's kind of weird when they use like American names like
Yeah.
Claire Harvey.
Well, you know,
Claire Harvey.
I've kind of-
American. They're
I've kind of picked that
European.
after watching enough Strike Witches, you really just kind of adapt to it.
Yeah, I know.
But I will say that this is once again another one of those battle school shows where the main character ends up being the wielder of a mysterious power.
And we
And-
already know who
It
the
does
final
have
villain
sci-fi.
is.
Yeah, it's action, ecchi, harem, mecha school
Yeah.
sci-fi.
Well,
it's
then I'll watch it.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
so-
of course.
Yeah, but they literally just gave away the villain.
I'm still going to take the 4-episode treatment.
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure: Diamonds Are Unbreakable. The official website and Twitter account of the JoJo anime announced the anime edition. But okay, yeah, just telling us all that. So yeah, it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4: Diamonds Are Unbreakable.
Yep.
If you don't know what JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is, go watch it, and then you'll. Now, the only thing I like about what they've shown us about Diamonds Are Unbreakable so far is it's not the same style as Part 2 and 3 were, where people have cheese wheels as shoulders
The animation style is smoother.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not as angled.
and rigid.
Yeah.
Although I part of me like this is the point where we're gonna start descending into like prettier face JoJo's.
Well, yeah. We're gonna...
Have you seen Josuke's friend in this?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay.
I see. This is where we start to descend into this.
Look at Josuke.
Josuke's the pretty one. Look at
All
him.
right. To be fair, every main JoJo character is mostly pretty. Every single one of them is mostly a pretty man.
Nah, Joline's fucking ugly, dude.
Joline is the ugliest man they've ever shown, I agree. Joker Game. In 1937, before World War II begins in earnest, Lieutenant Colonel Yuki of the Imperial Japanese Army forms the D Agency, an army intelligence outfit under his command and tutelage. Army General Staff attaches Lieutenant Sakuma to observe the unit's performance. D Agency casts a wide net to find agents beyond Japanese military personnel, and Yuki establishes D Agency's tenets, which go against IJA doctrine. Don't kill, don't get killed, don't get captured. With this, Yuki trains a team of operatives who conduct missions against domestic and foreign powers. I'm actually looking forward to this show.
That sounds interesting.
It doesn't look like it's taking itself super serious. I mean, it is kind of, but it could be decent.
Kizunaiver. The fictional Japanese city named Sugimori City is built on reclaimed land, but as the years go by, the city's population decreasing. You know, it's Japan. Sonosaki tells her classmate Katsuhira, "You have been selected to be a Kizunaiver, the Kizuna system which allows the Katsuhira to share the wounds." To share his wounds?
Yes, to share his
Shares
wounds.
wounds. Connects them to the classmates whose lives and personalities are completely different from his. The Kizuna system is an incomplete system for the implementation of world peace that connects people through wounds. All those who are connected to the system are called Kizunaivers. When a Kizunaiver is wounded,
Jesus.
the system divides and transfers the world. What?
They're all connected. It's that old story, the something brothers.
Mario
where-
Brothers?
Smack the shit out of you. One experiences pain when the other gets hurt.
Yeah, so that the other person
So
in the field doesn't have to.
Everyone gets the
Yeah.
same wounds.
That sounds
I
gross.
assume they would like be lessened because they're spread out.
Because it's spread out so much.
But I
It
don't
teaches
know.
people empathy? I mean...
No, it makes it so that the person who's in the front line can keep fighting.
Okay.
Kido Senshi Gundam RE0096. UC0096, 3 years after Char's rebellion, Banagar Lynx, a boy who lives on a manufacturing colony Industrial 7, meets a mysterious girl named Audrey Byrne. She claims to seek to prevent a potential war by interfering with the transfer of Laplace's box from the VIST Foundation to a Neo-Zeon remnant group known as the Sleeves. However, when a Federation squad also sent to prevent the transfer clashes with the Sleeves, the colony is plunged into battle. As Banagar races through the flames in search of Audrey, one other fateful encounter awaits him, the Unicorn Gundam, a pale white mobile suit that's the key to Laplace's box. What is Laplace's box? What are the secrets that it holds? For the first time in 100 years, light will shine on the darkest secrets of the universal century.
Like
Now-
Sandbox.
Well, we've already mostly seen Unicorn Gundam. They released the special, the OVA episodes.
Yeah.
Um,
It's an anime version.
it's
of
an
Zone of
anime
the Enders.
adaptation of
Zone of the Enders.
basically, yeah,
This particular plot is pretty much Zone of the Enders.
yeah.
I did not know.
Something's wrong with you. You need to get out of my house.
Well, David's talking about the show, not the game.
TV show.
Kotetsujo no Kabaneri. As the world is in the middle of an industrial revolution, a monster appears that cannot be defeated unless its heart, which is protected by a layer of iron, is pierced. By infecting the humans with its bite, the monster can create aggressive and undead creatures known as Kabane. On the island Hinamoto, located in the Far East, people have built stations to shelter themselves from these creatures. People access the station as well as transport wares between them, with the help of a locomotive running on steam called Hayajiro. Ikoma, a boy who lives in the Aragane station and helps to build Hayajiro, creates his own weapon called Tsurunuku Kizutsu in order to defeat the creatures. One day, as he waits for an opportunity to use his weapon, he meets a girl named Mume, who is excused from the mandatory Kabane inspection. During the night, Ikuma meets Mume again as he sees Hayajiro going out of control. The staff on the locomotive has turned into the creatures. The station, now under attack by Kabane, is the opportunity Ikoma has been looking for.
So the entirety of the first episode again.
So is Hayajiro like a robot?
It's apparently a train.
No. The weapon you made.
Oh, I'm not
can't
entirely
tell.
sure.
Can't tell. I
Can't
mean,
see.
train involved. She looks like she's got.
Hayajiro is the name of the train.
And
Okay,
he's-
Hayajiro is the train.
Wait, scroll back up one more time. Yeah, Hayajiro is in
Yeah,
fact
okay.
the train.
And if you look at the picture of it, he's got two things on his back that are attached to something on his arms.
Alright.
I'm just curious.
It
about
looks
the
neat.
weapon.
I'll give it a shot.
Kumamiko. The story follows Machi, a middle school student who serves as a shrine maiden in a Shinto shrine, enshrining a bear in the recesses of a certain mountain of Japan's northern Tohoku region. Machi's guardian is a talking bear named Natsu, and one day Machi says to Natsu, "I want to go to school in the city." The warrior Natsu then gives Machi, who is ignorant in her ways of the world, a set of trials that she must pass in order to be able to survive in the city. In order to go to school, you must endure the waterfalls of cold. As like the bears was like.
Okay.
It probably will be.
There's
something
something about this premise that just makes I'm gonna watch this.
I'm still giggling over Cody saying the prefecture of Toho, and I was like, oh no.
like that.
Oh no, I was not prepared for the Tohos today.
Kyokai no Rine. 2. The Shinigami Rine Rokudo and Sakura Mamiya, the girl who can see ghosts, attend the same school. Two spend their days solving the warriors of spirits. Rine is so poor that she has forced to borrow money from Sakura to buy Shinigami tools to solve their cases. Rine and Sakura care for each other, but the relationship is not progressing. However, with the appearance of new contracted black cat, a beautiful that's a word.
Damashigami.
Damashigami.
Yeah. And a person with whom Rin shares a special circumstance, the situation becomes even more chaotic. Rin and Sakura's after-school time wrapped up in the world of spirits continues.
Alright. I have watched the first season of this. Let me explain to you how broke this man is. Some of the Shinigami tools that he needs in order to seal spirits cost like 15 yen. And he needs to borrow 15 yen, because that's how broke this man is. Alright?
Damn, man.
He is so amazingly broke that the show entertains me.
More broke than a hobo.
Macross Delta. Macross Delta is set 8 years after the events of Macross F.
We don't
I've said
talk
it.
about
I've said
Macross
it.
F.
I've said it once. I've said it twice. I'm not Macross's biggest fan.
I'm not
they're-
the biggest fan, but I do enjoy Macross series in general.
I do miss those robots though. Something about a plane transforming into half a robot and then into a robot.
Half a robot, half plane.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Just a robot. It's just a plane with legs.
No one else does that. Except Zone of the Enders.
Oh,
Magi, Sinbad no Bokuen. The manga website for the manga Magi Sinbad no Bokuen announced a TV anime adaptation. So is this like Sinbad before he
After
becomes-
40,000 OVAs for this, they finally gave it a name. Mayoiga. 30 young men and women who came together on a shady bus tour. The tour's destination, an elusive, possibly non-existent village called Nanakimura. In Nanakimura, one can lead a utopian existence free of the world's obstacles. Or so it was rumored, like an urban legend. In despair over the real world, wanting to escape the tedious daily life, wanting to restart your life from scratch. The bus headed deep into the mountains, carrying 30 people, each harboring their own expectations and wounds in their hearts. And so, the place these 30 arrived at was an uninhabited village with a lingering faint sense of life, even though it was falling apart. What is the truth of Nanaki Mura facing the 30? You can't miss even one episode. I'm not sure how to feel about them advertising that you can't miss an episode of it within the description, but
I think it's going to be like I want to say it's going to be horror.
it isn't listed as horror. It's actually just listed as mystery.
Hmm.
Now, I'm always down for a mystery series because I so rarely see them done well. But I've got my hopes. I can
like
I can
mystery
dream.
series as well, but I think it's going to be people dying a lot. Like I don't think 30 are coming back. Like,
Two
maybe-
people make it out.
Maybe the bus driver and one other person.
No, no one's leaving. No one's leaving. But there'll be some survivors, maybe.
Nitoge no Yome wa Oronoko Janai no Oromota. The story centers on Hideki Nishimura, a young man who confessed to a person he thought was a girl online, only to find out that person is a boy. He keeps on the Black History secret and swears to never trust a girl online again. However, one day a girl online confesses to him and turns out she's actually a beautiful girl named Ako Tamaki. Ako cannot tell the difference between the online world and reality. She's a loner who has trouble communicating. Hideki and his friends from his guild decide to work together to correct her. I like this, although the first... I was tipped
God,
off.
it sounds like Girls Saurus. Is this etchy at all?
Girl Saurus?
It
Oh
is.
God, that was a manga that was.
Oh,
Well, it's
Girl
not,
David.
It's not for,
David Fistbump.
That's not
Yeah,
for
Girl
kids.
Saurus. That's not for kids.
Girl
No.
Saurus DX.
Now for this,
It's a guy
I
who's been scorned or burned in the past, and he's afraid to trust. So then there's this person who comes along who likes him apparently.
so pretty much for this, that issue pretty much falls after the wayside. I'm guessing maybe 2-3 episodes in, and it's gonna focus on fixing her.
Oh yeah.
Because this problem of her not being able to tell the difference between reality and the online game is a gigantic problem.
Obviously, she's dressed.
Yeah, she's dressed like a
She
magical
has a
girl
magical
in the
staff
picture.
in school.
And you know what the
I can
worst part
see the
is?
problem with it.
She's terrible at the game.
Oh, that's nice.
She's actually terrible at the game.
Onigiri. The MMORPG Onigiri thrusts its players into mystical Japan, a land filled with mythical creatures of Japanese legend. Starting as a lone Oni, players fight against the malevolent influence of the Kamikui as their miasma spreads over the land. 8 NPCs, each with their own distinct personality and skills, ally themselves with the player to help build a legend and quell the evil that has arisen. As you grow stronger together, so do the bonds binding you to each other.
So is Japan like gone, and Japan's just like a mystical thing in the game?
The funny thing about this game is that
this
this
is not about rice balls, and I am very upset.
it's very true. But specifically, this particular game is a free download on PS4.
Huh.
You can actually just go and grab and play it.
It looks interesting. What do you think?
You know,
5 minute? I don't think.
no, it doesn't. I don't think it's a short. I'm pretty sure it's a 23. But what I would like is because the description is so vague about the character.
Oh, player
Yeah, about
Yeah.
the player.
that they never show.
I would be more entertained if the entire anime was from the player's
first
perspective.
person. Like first person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't show you anything specific about what the character is or does, and just lets you kind of run with it. I think that would be neat. ReZero Kara Hajimeru Isekai Seikatsu. In the stories, Subaru Natsuki is an ordinary high school student who is lost in an alternate world, where he is rescued by a beautiful silver-haired girl. He stays near her to return the favor, but the destiny she is burdened with is more than Subaru can imagine. Enemies attack one by one, and both of them are killed. He then finds out he has the power to rewind death back to the time he first came to this world, but only he remembers what has happened since then. That's actually kind of a neat premise for.
It Prince of Persia standard times. Like,
Yeah, it's basically Prince of Persia. Like
Yeah.
you and the girl are going to continue to die, but you can gradually make adjustments
Yeah,
to what you do to fix
Or
it,
Butterfly.
Make
Which-
small fixes.
which makes
Yeah.
it sound an awful lot like Boku Dake ga Inaimachi, which is airing this season, which I am enjoying a great deal. So I'm not sure if this anime is going to get it right. I'm not particularly
Oh,
happy about trapped in a mystical
Erased.
world.
Sakamoto Desuka. First year high school student, Sakamoto isn't just cool, he's the coolest. Almost immediately after starting school, he began attracting everyone's attention. The girls love him, most of the boys resent him. There's even a boy in the class who works as a model. What? Who's constantly upstaged by Sakamoto. No matter what tricks the other boys start to play on him, Sakamoto always manages to foil, each with ease and grace. Though Sakamoto may seem cool and aloof, He helps others when asked. Such is the case of the boy in the class who's being constantly bullied. No matter how difficulties Sakamoto encounters, he moves through the high school life with confidence and class.
This guy is so sparkly. I'm pretty sure he's actually a vampire.
Made it glitter.
It's pretty funny, I have to admit. I have
It
read a couple
sounds
volumes of
funny.
the manga.
Okay.
Like
It's a
Yeah,
pretty good
because it's like-
good read.
a
You
good
can
comedy.
you can totally do this wrong, and it just
Yeah.
comes out way too much of a Mary Sue.
Yeah.
But if you actually make it kind of funny, this could actually help out a lot.
Sansha Sanyo. The comedy manga follows the everyday life of three very different high school students. Futaba Odagiri is incredibly energetic but is also a glutton. Teru Hayama looks like an angel but is really a demonic class president. Yoko Nishikawa is the daughter of a family that used to be a member of the upper class, but after her father's company went bankrupt, they became poor.
When you go bankrupt, you're usually poor.
Well, slice of life comedy
Oh,
school.
so that's a
Well, it's-
couple of-
Saisen Cerberus. The anime is set in a continent ruled by sword and magic called Kunan, where a power balance between the Holy Kingdom of Amoria and the Kingdom of Ilshaven and the Vendorous Kingdom keeps a peace so unstable that any tragedy that befalls any one kingdom will mean war for the entire continent. Another power, the evil dragon Dagonzord, also resides on the continent, and no one is powerful enough to stop him from spreading destruction and charred land in his wake. Two individuals, Byro and Kismetite, undertook a ritual alongside a party of wizards to seal Dagonzord, but were foiled. This event was known thereafter as the Balbagoa tragedy. Byro and Kismetite's son Hiro is saved by Giru, and parents' death and trans himself with the sword. When Hiro turns 16, he sets out on a journey to slay the dragon, and Giru accompanies him, having no choice. Along the way, they meet many types of people and gain companions on their journey.
So we got ourselves a cat girl, we got ourselves a big muscular dude with a sword.
An elf, a fairy.
We got J Random anime protagonist number 7 who looks kind of like Lelouch.
There's a fairy in the back.
And a fairy.
No, not the little thing. The big guy. It's a fairy, obviously. And a moon.
And the moon and a dragon.
It's
This-
red moon, so there's a werewolf.
Little tiny elf girl in between them. I mean, what's
Yeah.
going on there?
Oh, yeah, there.
Sounds like D&D.
Sounds like the worst D&D party we could possibly form. So it's not Rune Soldier Louis, and thus I am not impressed. Shonen Maid. The manga revolves around Chihiro Komiya, an energetic elementary school student who is living with his mom. Chihiro is very good at doing housework and chores, and his mother's motto is no work, no food. After his mother suddenly dies, a man named Madoka Taketori, who claims to be his uncle, shows up and asks Chihiro to come live with him. Chihiro initially refuses, but when seeing the horribly dirty state of Madoka's rich home, he decides to start cleaning it. Then Madoka makes another offer to Chihiro, that he comes to live with him, but in exchange Chihiro will do the housework. Chihiro accepts this deal, but suddenly finds himself in a maid uniform.
You know, this, I saw, I was like, Shonen Maid. I was like, alright, this could end up in a dude in a dress, and there's a dude, hold on, there's a dude sewing up a dress, looking at this kid like, yo, you're gonna wear this thing right now, and you gonna like it. I don't, okay, I'll watch it, I'll watch
Put
it.
a maid in a nice looking dress like that.
I like the
First off,
concept. I like the
First off.
concept of this anime when it was called Hayate the Combat Butler, and it was probably funnier.
You know, there's the thing
Nothing
is,
like Hayate the Combat Puppet.
Sosei no Onmyoji. Rokuro dreams of becoming anything but an exorcist. Then mysterious Banos shows up. The pair are dubbed as the Twin Star Exorcists, and they learn that they are fated to marry. Can Rokuro escape?
Jesus!
from fate?
Wow, that
It
was,
went downhill real quick.
oh, that
And plot!
that went too fast.
When Rokuro's best friend Ryogo goes missing, Rokuro is forced to ask Benio to help him enter Magano, the realm of the evil Kagari, to rescue him. I don't want to become a priest. You're exorcist.
You're
an
a
exorcist.
priest. You're gonna marry her. You're gonna go save the planet. Go.
I don't want to be an exorcist. You're an exorcist!
Tanaka-kun wa Itsumo Keruge. Tanaka, who is a high school student, simply is a slacker and does not want to do anything at all. He loves to sleep during class and prefers not moving to save energy. One day he meets his classmate Oda, who is exactly the opposite. Oda is energetic and leader in class. He becomes friends with Tanaka and tries to make him start moving, based on a popular comic from Nozomi Uda.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I can do that.
You know what?
It's-
No,
it's,
I'm not
like
gonna move. I'm not even gonna.
Just-
I'm not even gonna.
I'm
click.
Describes every single person in this room pretty accurately.
I'm burning
It's gonna,
calories just
it's just gonna lie down.
Listen, I don't like to move, and other people who move a lot are exhausting.
Terraformers Revenge. The sequel to the anime Terraformers, which adapts the manga by the same name. With Earth becoming increasingly overpopulated, an ambitious plan has been put into place to terraform Mars using mold and cockroaches. Nearly 500 years after the plan, a mission to Mars, Annex 1, is underway to accomplish crucial research into the virus currently plaguing mankind, with the crew members who have been injected with various DNA of life on Earth in order to combat the terraformers, giant humanoid cockroaches.
I'm not really a fan of this show. But that's
Terraformers,
just me.
revengeance.
I kind of liked a lot of the concepts they had for the characters. My only problem was that I didn't like how fast they were willing to kill off characters.
Mm.
Certain characters died just too fast before I got the chance to see them really do anything cool, I guess.
That or a girl attached to them.
I don't really care about growing attached to a dead character.
Well, no,
That
it's
doesn't
one of
really
those things
bother
where
me.
if you don't grow attached to them, then their death is pointless.
It's true.
I suppose.
Unhappy. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Picture not related.
Okay, hold on. Sorry. Unhappy! There's a little music point there to kind of do that. The story centers around Class 1-7 of Tenafuge Academy, where all the students with bad karma or misfortune seem to have been gathered. Hibari, a student in this class, meets the unlucky Hanako and the perennially unhealthy Botan on her first day at school, and together they try to find a turn to school life into a happy one.
Slice of life.
All I can imagine is like just a really bad school version of Excel Saga with like one character going and like falling over dead.
Oh.
It's like, happy time. Oh, I lost my foot today. Happy time. Like,
but they're
I
not
got
happy.
shot on the way to school. Happy
No, but they're
time.
unhappy. They're not happy.
No. Lost 2 legs, a foot,
2 legs and a foot?
2 legs, a foot,
Not in that order.
yeah, not in that order.
Okay, good. So it lost the leg,
but-
then the foot fell off.
Yeah. That's why you can't sew them back arm. Lost its right arm, left eye, call him lucky.
Ushio Totoro Season 2.
Woo!
The continued adventures of Calvin and Hobbes in Japan. I said it in the first time we gave a brief synopsis of Ushio Totoro, and I'll say it again. You grab the microphone as hardly as you can, and you go, Shonen!
I have to cut that out. You know that, right?
Probably.
No, it usually breaks in clips
Okay,
and
I
actually
don't-
sounds awful.